I've been eagerly anticipating one big endorsement, and that is AOC endorsing Bernie Sanders. I've been hoping this whole time. I initially predicted it like 6 months ago, like it's gonna happen. And it took a while, but it's happened. But not just that, it's not just AOC, other members of the squad coming out in support of Bernie Sanders all on the same week. So it's gonna happen formally on Saturday for AOC. Ocasio-Cortez will appear as a much hyped special guest at a Sanders rally in New York City on Saturday, sources in the campaign confirmed. After that news broke, Ilhan Omar announced her endorsement of Sanders, although she won't appear at the rally, and Rashida Tlaib will also back the campaign soon. So I know some people thought that the special guest might be Cardi B. No, this is almost as exciting. AOC will be announcing right like 20 miles or 20-minute drive from her own district with a sort of formal relaunch of Bernie's campaign. She's gonna be announcing her support of him.
I guess, I mean, are you surprised, I guess is the one question.
I mean, I didn't think that it was a guarantee that she was gonna do it by any means. I thought that she might choose not to endorse, or that hypothetically she could endorse someone else.
So number one, that. Number two, how much do you think it would help? Because I guess I'll give you the reason why I'm asking you all these questions. I feel like endorsements are an old school thing. I'm still totally fine with it. It's happening. I'm not against it in that term. I just wonder what it does for boosting candidates. What does it really do? People who support Bernie Sanders probably most likely already support AOC. It's not like there's AOC people who are like, yeah, I was thinking twice about Bernie, but now since I'm all on board with AOC and then she's endorsing Bernie, now I'm on board with Bernie.
See,
I wonder what percentage of people do that.
I don't know for sure and I don't have the numbers, but I think that might be our sort of bubble. And what I mean by that is, like, a lot of people will look at like, so there was the stat that most, or this is earlier in the race, most Biden supporters' second choice was Bernie, and most Bernie supporters' second choice was Biden. And people who pay attention to politics are like, what are you talking about? They're clearly not as close together as other candidates. But that's the thing, like some of the things that we're not swayed by, like in terms of experience, absent accomplishments, personal characteristics, things like that, where they come from in the country. These sorts of things do matter to a lot of people. And so I don't think that it's necessarily the most important specifically for swaying people who aren't already supporters of his. But I think that there's probably quite a few people who might not be paying attention to the Democratic primary, but like AOC. And certainly, while the endorsement itself, I don't think is gonna sway this thing, it's not the same as like an endorsement from a newspaper. Like AOC presumably is not gonna be like, I endorse him, see you next November. Like she's gonna be out there rallying for him, like speaking for him. That is gonna be big. She's gonna be going on MSNBC and Colbert talking about how great Bernie is and not talking about how great the other candidates are. So that's important.
I guess it does galvanize the that part of his support. Like there could be people that are still trying to figure out between maybe him and Elizabeth Warren, or just as you said, him or Joe Biden. So I mean, it does give you that there's even from conservative folks, there is a characterization of folks from the squad that's like, there's this type of voter that's with him. And apparently it's not all straightforward and right down the line as far as those voters that also for Bernie Sanders. So I guess it does do something. Especially with the fact that also Ilhan Omar, and as you said, Rashida Tlaib is gonna get on board.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. And so I wanna give Ilhan credit too. I've already said in another video that AOC, it's quite brave to endorse this early on, knowing that there's a chance that he might not win and you could like be on the outs with the person who ends up becoming president, hypothetically. But Ilhan Omar doing the same, and she released a video about why she's endorsing him. Here's a section of that video.
I am so proud to endorse Senator Bernie Sanders for president. Senator Bernie Sanders is the only candidate that has built a movement and continues to build a movement that transcends gender, ethnicity, religion, and we know that in order to take on Trump, we're going to need a unifier, someone who understands what the fight looks like, and someone who is ready to defeat him. I'm one of the people that was inspired by the movement that the senator has built. There was an America that I dreamed about. There's an America that most people believe in. It is an ideal. It's not reality yet. And he started the work of organizing for that America. And that has inspired me to get involved and run myself to help others also organize for that America.
And so that's super powerful. And what she talked about at the end, she shares with AOC and a lot of others that like These are some people who might have gotten involved in politics, but they chose to following Bernie Sanders' example, and they will specifically cite that. And they're not the only ones. There were other candidates who unfortunately didn't make it through their primaries or didn't make it, into Congress. But there are some that will this time around. Like, he didn't just do this to benefit himself. He inspired a lot of other people to come in and make their mark on American politics.
Yeah, and as we were mentioning, I think it was the other day you and I were talking. It helps with down the line candidates that are coming up. So as you said, there's different kinds of candidates that even become candidates because of the inspiration they get from previous people that ran for office, specifically in this case Bernie Sanders. So then that does something to change the way we have representation, because I've always been frustrated by the thought that we'll elect this president and that's it. No, you got to get people that are somewhat on the like-minded as far as progressing the country in office as well to continue to do this.
Thank you for watching this clip from The Damage Report. For more content from the show and access to TYT Network members-only exclusives, go to tyt.com/Brooke. Wait, no, it's tyt.com/John. Go to tyt.com/John to sign up.